Good morning, Friday morning, Garden of England. Oh my goodness, it could be warmer, it could certainly be drier, and it could be calmer. So wherever you are in the UK right now, if you're in the UK or in Ireland, I hope you're safe. In the wonderful city of Glasgow, apparently 100 miles an hour winds. You know, stay safe, you and your family, and hopefully your home will be safe too. God bless you all. But here I am, Garden of England. It could be better here as well, but I guess nothing like what you've got out there. Although further out, when I was in the more sort of open areas, I was getting blown off my feet. Stella is, she's feeling sorry for herself. She's put a coat on her this morning just because it could be warmer, and this type of thing that's in the air is going right into your bones sort of thing. So hopefully we've looked after her on the walk. And I don't know how long we'll get here, but yesterday, you may remember, as I'm in the lee of these windbreaks, she was barking away, and I had to stop the video because she was beginning to bother one of the farm workers. So once I stopped, I came over to him and just to settle her down. And it turns out he was the specialist who works with all the pears here on the orchard. There's another guy does the apples, and it turned out the guy was from Seville. And we both laughed about not being from England right away. He noticed my accent, I noticed his. And of course, being a Celtic fan, you know, there's big connections to Seville. And, you know, sometimes you use football to make connections, and we made instant connections. It was a really enjoyable conversation. But then what he did was, he showed me the sort of work he does with the actual trees and what's going on with the budding at this time of the season. And what he fundamentally explained was that at different parts of the farm, there's the grounds varies in quality, and that quality of the ground actually obviously impacts the fruit and the quality of the fruit on the trees, the amount of buds and flowers and all that kind of thing. And I got really smart, and I said, you know, I used to live in France, and of course, and as I'm walking around here, I'd be walking around the rows of vines and stuff, and I got smart and used the word terroir, and he said, yes, it's the terroir that determines the outcome of the fruiting. And so here we are, it's still January, the little buds are appearing if you've been running your goals, if you've been checking your night book, your programming meetings and events, and you've got into this, then it's the budding time. But I think you're going to have to hear this. There actually is no point in having powerful goals that really inspire you and have done the work through the various routes you could have done it to get to 7 goals that you've hopefully somehow or other represented, not only in your mind, but you've got physical reminders around you in your home. The night book, storyboards or vision boards, they're very powerful, just straightforward images. But if the terroir where you planted these seeds isn't right, then no chance. What do I mean by that? It's like, what is the quality of your thoughts? So if you meet someone this morning in a morning like this morning, it'd be so easy to just moan about the weather. How are you? Oh, you know, good. We're always fantastic, amazing, terrific, wonderful. We could be feeling better. We could be more confident. We're responding always from the terroir of positivity, of unshakable positive mental attitudes, and always understanding that these storms in life, well, they rage, but then calm follows. Calm follows. And no matter how wild it is out there for these pear trees, they will bear fruit. You will bear fruit, or you won't bear fruit, or you will bear fruit. You'll bear the fruit that comes from the consequences of not managing your terroir, by not managing the thoughts you're having, by still allowing yourself to just unconsciously run scenarios through your mind of things going wrong without checking it, without immediately deleting the program and running the alternative and working on yourself. It's only January. You're not going to get to that goal in June. You're not going to get to that goal 5 years from now if you allow yourself to have planted the seeds in the terroir of negativity, of self-doubt, that takes over, not the self-doubt that challenges you, and you think, you dig deep and you program and you make connections to source, and you then rely on what starts to flow towards you, the people, the places, the opportunities, the ideas, and then you will bear fruit. And let's be honest, I mean, being a ketovore kind of guy, carnivore, I don't eat too much fruit. I might have a pear, but I'll be honest with you, none of the pears here, no matter how lovely that guy is, and he was, lovely man, I'm not going to eat his fruit, not with all that stuff sprayed on it, that they do constantly. I wonder what that's doing to the terroir. What are you spraying on your tree? What are you spraying on your life? What's getting into your terroir? What are you going to be reading today? What are you going to be watching on television? What kind of stuff do you allow to permeate through, if you like, that bell jar, protecting you from what's out there? Oh my goodness, and it's Friday of the week that started on the Monday of the inauguration of that President Trump. A lot of things that's happened since then, a lot of things you can see if you choose to go and look at them, and of course, depending on people's views, it will reinforce their beliefs. Some of the beliefs, for me, they challenge me greatly. They really challenge me greatly. Definitely challenging for me. But then that's my background. You don't get born and then immediately in the first couple of years of your life you're in a place of abject poverty. Now, wasn't then, but in fact I was actually lucky enough to live in those early years. But I went back there as a social worker. Then I moved to Easterhouse with my family, post-war housing estate. Then of course I go back there as a social worker. I moved to Cumbernauld into, I remember reading about it when I was a student, the worst quality buildings, homes in the whole of Europe. Flat roofs, no insulation, only a fire to heat the houses. Then you end up having the kind of beliefs that I have, especially when you're a social worker working with young people at risk. So some of the stuff that's been happening this week, I don't find that easy to accept. But I'm going to trust. I'm going to put trust in my own ability to respond to it, like you'll put your trust in things. Trust in your programming, trust in the goals that you've set, trust in source. Get it done. It's Friday. I'm going to have an amazing weekend, irrespective of the weather. I hope you will too. See you on Monday. Have a cracking weekend. Bye now. Bye-bye.